Hey, what's going on? It's Memphis J here from Black and Tan Media, and I want to, number one, start off by saying thank you. Whether you're brand new or whether you've been here for a long time, I appreciate you. Whether you're liking and subscribing us on Facebook, Black and Tan Media, or the Black and Tan Media YouTube, you know, we appreciate you, so thanks. And stay tuned, because the main thing we're going to be talking about is cases here today and how to customize these horrible fate Apache cases. I am making this video at the request of a friend because he wanted to know a little bit more about how I set up my Autel Evo 1 case. But I think some of this will apply to other drones, and the Autel Evo 1 and also the 2 could possibly fit in here. There's also larger size cases, and the same info would apply to both of these. So anyway, how I break it down is on the left side here, I basically have 4 similar holes, all the same size. They start one square down and one square in on both sides, but here I have 2. These are for the batteries. I'm going to move things out of the way as I talk about them. But I've got room for 3 batteries here. And then this one, I don't have it as deep. I have it kind of half as deep as the others. I use those for things like these memory cards and these LEDs that I use from Firehouse Technology. Love those. Got videos on those as well, so check those out. Anyway, this cord is kind of wherever I may roam. Sometimes it's down in one of these pockets, sometimes it's just on top of the drone here. But that's my phone connection cord. Always got to make sure you have that. Except, you know, with the Autel Evo, thankfully it's got a screen on here. So anyway, talking about the controller over here, I keep the controller antennas down in here, like that. Move that over. Behind it, I've got an extra little spot. You might not want to do this, but I have a little set of filters that fits perfectly into right there, right behind it there. I have these spots hollowed out all the way down and then part of the way down as well, so that these controls are kind of protected when it goes in here. Then I've got a space for the phone holder there. So it fits it just about perfect. It hadn't ripped apart yet. These top holes, I've got just a little pocket power inverter. I set the drone up to where the gimbal is towards the top. When I'm holding the handle, the gimbal will be facing up. But when I'm facing it like this, the gimbal end of the drone is down. So I've cut my phone like this. I did a little bit of kind of custom cutting along the sides, but you don't have to come in as tight as that on here. I got a extra SD in here. One thing I will always suggest is throw a pack of this silica gel in all of your cases. Save these when you get, you know, nice stuff that comes with these in the boxes. It's a good little bag. It'll last. Throw it in here. It'll help protect your gear if it might get wet. You know, if it gets soaked, it won't fix that, but small amounts of moisture, it'll definitely help with that. So, one last tip before I pull out this foam and start talking about it. In between here, you can put something. You can also pull this foam down and out. I have it glued in here pretty tight, so I don't want to pull it out. But I've even seen people work out having a laptop or a little tablet screen up in this area. Here's a little quick tip you may help you out. I keep a little field book and copies of my drone license and my most recent drone test, so that just in case I don't have my nice binder that I use for my company stuff and I'm just out flying for fun, I got this to go like, hey, I got my stuff together. I halfway know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's about all you can hope nowadays. Anyway, I'm going to set that off to the side. Inside, when you get these cases, whether you're doing it for a drone or for cameras or whatever, you know, this comes as all one sheet. And how this pick-apart foam stuff works is, here's a little piece of it. It comes apart in these little squares. You can see they kind of pull apart. And they're just stuck together. And you just grab one from the middle and pull it out, pick it apart, pick apart foam. That's why they call it what they call it. So I've got it again to where it fits down this way. You can see, no wait, this way. You can see it's a little different. I've got it here, just enough room for all of that, but I've got it kind of all around. I just used the shape of the drone. I just set it on top and then drew as close as I could and thought about it. If I were you, kind of screenshot this and it might help you get your design down, if you want to do it exactly like this. But anyway, after you get your design tight and you like it, you've tried it out a little bit, before you start tearing it up, and this stuff will pull apart, my best suggestion first off is get some of this, you know, just regular old school glue. It doesn't have to be this Cal company. It could be whatever, you know, a basic washable simple glue. I don't think I'd use super glue, but basically you want to get wherever the points of these little squares come together that you don't want it to pull apart. You're going to pull them apart a little bit and stick this down in there and then squirt just a little bit of that glue in there. You don't want to let it gunk up, and you don't want to put a lot anywhere near where like a lens may be or a screen might be touching, because if you let it gunk up, this stuff does get hard, and I don't know that it would scratch it, but it's possible. So I wouldn't use this really close. I use it mainly on the stress points, but after I get my whole case figured out, I also glue the two different sheets, because this stuff comes kind of half and half. I glue those two pieces together to where they stick all together as one nice thing. Anyway, after that, I let that dry. Make sure it's really stuck together. If things didn't get really stuck together, I'll put a little bit more glue in the places that are really the most important. But my next tip after getting it glued together is use some of this stuff, plasti dip. There may be some other kinds of this. It's called multi-purpose rubber coating. Capa de goma multiuso. So tell me how bad my Spanish is in the comments. But anyway, plasti dip. It's pretty versatile stuff as well. Can do some really cool stuff. But anyway, basically you just shake this up. It's rattle can like spray paint. This is some black. And you can see how the black turned out on this black case. But while we talk about how versatile the 3800 is, I also use it for my Sony cameras. And they've also got plasti dip in a gray version, so you can see what the gray looks like in here versus the black. If you've got like some of the smaller mirrorless cameras, this is some Sony a6000 series. I've got two cameras in here. A pretty big honking lens, another 12mm or kit lens size spot right here, and then even room for a gimbal and a filter in here. So it's a really versatile case, and it comes in really handy. It's a good size if you want to set it into the car seat next to you, if you've only got a two-seater, or if you've got an SUV. It fits well in between some cases in the back. If you've got a few that are the same size, they work well. I think for the price, you really can't beat it. So, you know, if you find yourself hazard fraught, get you a Apache case if you don't have the money for the bigger and the better stuff. If you can't get the rugged bundle, I'd probably get that if I could. But I've been happy with this for over a year and a half. It's kept my Evo flying nice and shiny. It takes care of it also when it's not in use and it's not in the air. It needs a place to sleep, you know what I mean? You need a home. All of your nice stuff needs a home. That would be my biggest tip for people getting started in the media world or the music world or anything of the creative stuff. If you've got something nice, a camera, drone, your art supplies, whatever it is that helps you create and make things, take care of them. Get you a case. Figure out something, even if it's an old Samsonite suitcase. Like, I still carry some gear in old, heavy, you know, those hard shell suitcases, and just fix them up with foam on the inside. You can buy this foam if you want. Anyway, if you got more questions, drop them in the comments. That's kind of how I figure out what people want for this video. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. It really does help the small channels like this. Encourages us to keep making videos like this, because it takes a lot of time. But I get a lot of love from y'all, and I appreciate that. So, you know, when you comment, it helps people know people are interested in the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm, stuff like that. So, anyway, before we go, I want to finish all of my future web series with a little motivational note, so I'll keep this quick. But, you know, we're in a kind of crazy year. 2020 has been wild. If you're watching this after 2020, hopefully things have calmed down. If you're in the future, hopefully it's not as crazy as the beginning of 2020. This is kind of the end of April right now, so we're waiting to see what's going to be next, when everything will get back to normal. But my motivational note is use your time wisely, whether it be planning and getting better at writing down ideas and goals and things like that, or just making sure you keep yourself on task. Use your time wisely, whether you're off or whether you're working harder than ever, whether you're essential or whether you're working from home and trying to figure out that. We're all facing new challenges all the time, so don't let it beat you down. I would encourage you to, you know, learn plans, learn how to write down the things that you want to do during the day, and it can help motivate you. If you start off the day and you're not really just feeling it, and you're thinking, blah, write down some ideas of things you'd like to do, and it may encourage you to get to work. You know what I mean? So anyway, thanks for checking this out. I appreciate you. Hope this helped you out. I don't really have anything else. I appreciate it. Peace. So if you're still here, hit the subscribe, click on a video, do something. Yeah.